The CITN has gone global and as if to convey the status. In the month of January and February 2024, the CITN played host to revenue officials from the Gambia Revenue Authority in a series of training programs aimed at building the capacity of the Gambia Revenue Authority officials. Gambia, we must say, has a very strong and long history of association with Nigeria, with Nigerian judges having served as chief justices in Gambia and military officers from Gambia coming to Nigerian military institutions for training. From January 15th to 19th, 6 officials of the Gambia Revenue Authority went through training in Lagos, Nigeria on change management. And from Monday the 29th of January to Friday 2nd of February, it was a turn of 6 other officials who attended training on compliance risk management. And from February 26th to March 1st, a third group of 8 directors gathered, again in Lagos, for a training on tax audit in the oil and gas industry. Now to the full gist. First, the training on change management. The 16th president of the CITN, Barrister Samuel Abuja, was on hand to preside over the opening ceremony. Also in attendance were the immediate past president of the CITN, Mr. Deshino Adedayo, and the vice president of the institute, Mr. Innocent Ohagwa. As part of the one-week training, the trainees were taking around some offices of the FRS and of the LRS in Lagos to give them a feel of the operational mode of the tax authorities and, of course, to validate what they had been told in the course of the training exercise regarding the federal nature of tax administration in Nigeria. In an interview with Mr. Marisa of the Gambia Revenue Authority, he shed more light on the reason for the course. Why did you choose Nigeria and how will it impact Gambia Revenue Authority?
In tax administration, always if you are implementing reforms, you want to choose countries that are ahead of you in terms of reform implementation. So we realized Nigeria is well advanced in terms of tax administration, and we are following suit to implement reforms in our own country in our tax administration system. So our country management, through the Commissioner General and his team, selected CITN to have an MOU for the training and capacity building programs that we have planned under the reform agenda for the Gambia Revenue Authority. So we came here to learn from our big brothers, like our CG always say, called Nigeria, to take back home so that we learn from the experiences that Nigeria have undergone in their reform agenda and see how we can customize it to our own environment so that we also succeed in our reform agenda. The major change that we are implementing in the Gambia is the full automation of our tax administration system. Yes, we have a system now, but that system is an analog system. It's not having some online services. So the Gambia have seen that Nigeria have some online services in their tax administration system. So we are implementing a system that is going to automate most of our tax administration processes. So that is a major change from the current practice. And management deemed it necessary to address the issue of change. Because if you don't address the issue of change, people may resist the automation process. If I'm doing something and a system is coming to take that function, or that function is going to be automated, management need to take care of that change. If not, people that are doing things that are going to be automated may cause resistance because they may fear that they will lose their job. So that is why change management in implementing an automated system is very important, and that is the major reform that we are undertaking currently.
On his own part, Barrister Samuel Abuja, MNI, the 16th president of the CITN, seized the opportunity to speak on various matters regarding taxation in Nigeria and the West Africa sub-region.
Let me start by talking about the benefit coming to West Africa. You see, the black race needs to do more than we are doing. And I think every black man, whether you are from Nigeria or you are from Gambia or from anywhere, we need to do those things that will make us great. So we are happy to have the staff of Gambia Revenue Authority who has sought for the assistant of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, knowing that that's the institute that has the prerequisites, the knowledge and the capacity to train them on taxation. So they reach out to us, and we are glad to have them for a week training with the team change management. It shows that we have what it takes to make Nigeria a great country. We have what it takes to make black race, like as I said before, great. So to Nigeria, we are getting the benefit of our good relationship, even at political level, our leadership in the sub-region, and by extension, even across Africa. So that is being recognized, that Nigeria is a country you can go to and seek knowledge. Nigeria is a country that is friendly, that is peaceful, that once there's any deficiency in any aspect of your national life, you can look at the country called Nigeria and seek for refuge, so to say. And that is what has happened. To the Institute, it also speaks about the competence, the recognition of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria as a professional body in Nigeria for the Gambia Revenue Authority to have looked across West Africa and pick Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria as the professional body that will train their manpower, speaks volume, speaks about recognition, and we are very happy about that.
From Monday the 29th of January to Friday the 2nd of February, another group of 6 Gambia Revenue Authority officials gathered for a week-long training on compliance risk management. To kickstart the opening ceremony, Acting Registrar of the CITN, Barrister Afolako Osho, enlightened the guest trainees about the CITN and its role in the tax space in Nigeria.
The institute was created by Act 76 of the National Assembly, now known as CITN, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria. It is the only professional body empowered to regulate tax practice here in Nigeria. And all the tax professionals that we know, they are members. And the institute has the mandate to determine the skills and the standards of knowledge that are required for persons wishing and willing to be part of us. And this is one of the things that we are empowered to do. We regulate the standard of tax practice amongst our members. We also train and upskill both our members and non-members, and this is why we are here. And our Tax Academy is the professional training arm of the Institute. I want to assure you that you have come to the right place, and you can be rest assured that by the time you leave Nigeria, you would have one thing or the other, a story or the other, to go and tell your people, to train your personnel in the Gambia.
Again, President of the CITN, Barrister Abuja, was on hand to preside over the opening ceremony.
I'm highly delighted to have you. You are the second batch coming in a row. In the course of the training, we'll be exposing you to those things we know. But of course, we are not going to be unmindful of your peculiarity. What operates in Gambia may never operate in Nigeria, and what operates in Nigeria may never operate in Gambia. Our personal income tax is handled differently from the company income tax. So, and we are going to expose you practically to that structure of Nigerian tax system. For example, you'll be visiting the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which I have talked about before. But Nigeria comprises of the federal government, state government, we have 36 of them, plus the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So we say 36 plus 1. So that means we have 36 plus 1 state internal revenue services. And we have local government. But we are going to focus on the federal government and the state government.
On hand to grace the occasion was past president of the Institute, Dame Olajumoke Simplis, as well as the vice president of the Institute, Mr. Innocent Ohagwa. Compliance risk management. What's that and why come to Nigeria?
We all understand revenue mobilization is a very difficult and hectic task. And, one needs to strategize with the limited resources that we have. The important factor is we need to identify the risks that are prevalent from the different sectors of the taxpayer population and how to manage them. Compliance is a very important component of tax management. And if you don't have your compliance right, then you cannot collect the optimal taxes that you're supposed to collect. So we are here today to understand how to identify the risks that are prevalent in the different sectors of the economy and the different sectors of the taxpayer population as well. That will make us able to analyze and strategize and come up with mitigating factors that will be able to arrest those risks per se. It is a very important part of tax management. Compliance is a challenge in the Gambia, just like any other African countries, because we have a cash-based economy, which is very, very difficult to regulate and be able to optimize and really know the revenues that are being earned by these taxpayers. So that being the case, and we have so much of in the informal sector as well. It's a big challenge for all revenue administration, especially us, the Gambia. And we have a lot to achieve in this year, especially the coming year. We all understand domestic revenue mobilization is taking priority now because aids are dropping, the grants are no more coming, so we have to look inwards. And looking inwards means to improve our compliance and increase the tax base as well. And in doing that, you have to manage your taxpayers, know who they are, what is their compliance behavior, and how to strategize to get them to comply. Because voluntary compliance is the way forward. Having people to voluntarily comply and encourage them to voluntarily comply is far more cheaper and easier than to do enforcement. So that's what we are trying to do here.
The difference between this set and the first set that came about 2 weeks ago, we look at change management within the tax administration in Gambia. That was the theme and focus of the first batch that came. This set of people, they are from the risk department of Gambia Tax Authority. So we are looking at risk management within the context of tax administration in Gambia.
There was yet another group, the third in a row. This time, a group of officers being trained in oil and gas taxation, because even though Gambia is yet to strike oil, they have come for this training to equip them for the eventuality of Gambia becoming an oil-producing country, especially as Gambia's next-door neighbor, Senegal, has struck oil.
This training is part of our government's efforts to lay the foundation so that in the event that we strike oil, we'll already have the human capacity to basically be able to administer the law exactly, so that we can learn from the experiences of Nigeria as well.
Again, like it happened in the first two sessions, the 16th president of the CITN, Barrister Samuel Abili, accompanied by the vice president and the deputy vice president, was on hand to officially declare the session open. CITN is really going global. Before we go, let us remind you that the 26th Annual Tax Conference of the CITN is coming up from the 13th to the 17th of May 2024 in Abuja. Theme is Sustainable Tax Culture and Economic Roadmap for Nation Building. The Annual Tax Conference is the biggest gathering of tax practitioners, tax consultants, and tax administrators in Africa. Do well to attend. To register, visit www.citnevents.org/events. It promises to be educative and entertaining. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow us on our social media handles for more information and education on taxation. Bye for now.